Hello students, we are moving further with the second chapter of English. The name of the chapter is We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Are All Together. And as we had studied in the last lecture, that these words are spoken even in the chapter 5. And in the last lecture, we had seen that the family had already traveled 1,05,000 kilometers. Fine, and now we are moving further with the story. There, before heading, we took on two crewmen, American Larry Vigil and Swiss Herb Sigler, to help us tackle one of the world's roughest seas in the southern Indian Ocean. So over here, the author is saying that they had already traveled the journey of 1,00,000 kilometers, and they were moving towards the southern and they were moving towards the east direction. But whenever they are moving towards the east direction, they were not knowing about the nature of the sea which was there in that direction. So they had just had an idea, and they took the two crewmen with them. The first one was an American crewman, and the name of that American man was Larry Vigil, and the another one was a Swiss, matlab he was from the Swiss country, that is Scotland, and his name was Herb Sigler. And why they took that two persons with the main purpose of taking these two crewmen with them was that when they were supposed to travel in the southern part of the Indian Ocean, they were not knowing actually the nature of the sea. Matlab they were not knowing the nature of the Indian Ocean, and it is said that the southern part of the Indian Ocean is the world's roughest ocean because there are a number of floods and tsunamis which comes in the southern part of the Indian Ocean. So it is better that if they take someone with them, the person who is having the complete knowledge of these sea, then it will be more beneficial to them. We are taking these two crewmen, American crewman Larry Vigil and the Swiss crewman. The second day out of the Cape Town, we began to encounter the strong gales. For the next few weeks, they blew continuously. And when they started their journey toward the southern part of the Indian Ocean, on the second day of that journey, and on the second they were moving towards the Cape Town, fine. So they began to encounter the strong gales means they had a very strong wind. If the wind is strong and the person is traveling through the sea route, it is but obvious that the waves of the sea are going to be much high. And they had just observed these things live when they were kept on our second day. We began to encounter strong gales. For the next few weeks they blew continuously. And the wind which was blowing, that blew more heavily or with more speed continuously for few weeks. To 15 meters as I has the main mast. See, you people you top the flags of the it is, and the author is saying that waves of that is waves ऊंची उतनी उतनी सॉरी उतनी ऊंची ऊंची waves जो थी वो जा रही थी. And from this one could say that it would be more risky for them as well. Why? Because if the waves are too high, it is possible that the ship may submerge in the water. December 25 found us 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town, and moving further on the date of 25, they had just covered 1,500 kilometers and had moved towards distance was 1,500 kilometers, and the weather was totally bad. Happened if though the weather was completely bad, they had just enjoyed the Christmas tree. New Year's Day saw no improvement in the weather, but we reasoned that it had to change soon, and it did change for the worse. And they were having just tradition that they were thinking that when the New Year comes, there will be some improvement in the weather, but actually there was no improvement in the weather. But they were just having the intuition that no, within few days they will observe the change in the weather, and इट डिड चेंज मतलब दे वर थिंकिंग दैट द वेदर विल इम्प्रूव मतलब जो खराब सिचुएशन थी उसमें से कुछ सारी सिचुएशन भी उसमें हो जाएगी मतलब दे वर ट्राइंग टू हैव द गुड सिचुएशन बट एक्चुअली में क्या हुआ था जो सिचुएशन थी वो अच्छी नहीं थी वेदर चेंज हुआ था बट इट हैड बिकम मोर वर्स्ट